Hello, Fugman families. Welcome to our 5th grade virtual Block F ceremony. Although we can't be together in person, we are so excited to recognize the hard work and achievement of these special Marlins. The Block F Award is the most prestigious award a Fugman student can earn. These students have worked so hard in the classroom, on the fields and courts, on stages, and in our community to earn this recognition. I recognize that this award ceremony is far from what we are used to putting on for the Block F. Seeing all of our students dress their best, walking across the stage with parents and family in the audience bursting with pride can't be replicated through a screen. But I encourage you to not let these shortcomings in any way diminish the pride you should have. We are going to celebrate this accomplishment, and to our Block F winners, I want you to know that we are so proud of you and your hard work. Being your principal is an honor and privilege, and I could not be more proud to stand here today and recognize you all. One highlight, though, of this new style is that you don't have to pretend to laugh at any of my jokes in person. You can just awkwardly giggle at your goofy principal from the comfort of your living room and couch. Congratulations, you are Block F recipients. Our Fugman fam is cheering you on and swimming alongside you, even from a distance. I would also like to take a moment to thank our incredible 5th grade teachers. This group is so committed to their students, and I am grateful to work with such an amazing group of educators. Mrs. Carroll, Mrs. Cox, Mr. Freitas, and Mr. Donnet, thank you. I'd also like to thank our office staff, custodians, and Mrs. Oldham for their hard work. A few brief housekeeping items in terms of what to expect from this ceremony. I'll be recognizing each individual recipient and reading the responses they submitted via Google Form. We will also have messages from their classroom teachers that you will see prior to each class. I'm ready. The audience is chomping at their bit. What do you say we get this thing going? All right, Marlins, let's go.
24 Block F recipients, I just wanted to send a little message to tell you how proud I am of you for earning such a prestigious award at Fugman. You've set your goals, you accomplished them, you were involved on campus, you made sure and you were organized and you had everything taken care of that you needed to. I miss you. I'm so proud of you. I wish we could be together to celebrate your earnings of this award, but know that we are rooting for you and I cannot wait to see you as big 6th graders. Have a wonderful summer.
Thank you, Mrs. Carroll. That's right, our first class, room 24, Mrs. Carroll's class. And our first recipient from room 24 is Elise Anderson. Elise's greatest accomplishment this school year is being able to focus on school while working and learning at home. At least that's quite an accomplishment. That's been a great accomplishment for all of our kiddos. In 10 years, Elise sees herself graduating from Point Loma, getting a degree in science, and becoming a therapist. Mr. Olson was a sea lion at Point Loma too. Go, Elise, go. Her greatest inspiration and who she would like to thank is her mom, because she inspired her to do Block F and took her anywhere she needed to go. Great job, Elise. Our next recipient from room 24 is Nahal Gill. Nahal's greatest accomplishment this year was getting all A's. In 10 years, Nahal sees himself in college. His greatest inspiration and who he would like to thank is Kobe Bryant. Kobe is his greatest inspiration because he was hardworking, and he would like to thank his mom because she believed in him even when he didn't believe in himself. Great job, Nahal. Our next recipient is Sean Graywald. Sean's greatest accomplishment this year was getting good grades and working remotely from home. In 10 years, Sean sees himself at his favorite university, being a college student. His greatest inspiration and who he would like to thank are Mrs. Carroll and his parents. Great job, Sean. Our next recipient is Maddie Menz. Maddie's greatest accomplishment this school year has been winning scholarships at several dance conventions, including Nouveau, Jump, and 24/7. These scholarships were for hip-hop, ballroom, and tap. Maddie, you're going to have to give Mr. Olson some lessons in dancing. In 10 years, Maddie sees herself graduating from UC Santa Barbara with a bachelor's degree in biology and dance. She will just have begun medical school at UCLA with the plan of either becoming a dermatologist or plastic surgeon. Of course, at this point, she said she would have several labradoodles. Maddie would like to thank, and her greatest inspiration is her dance teacher, Mrs. Silva. She is kind, funny, and caring. She is always helpful, generous to those around her, and patient. She has taught me, Maddie says, to be disciplined but forgiving of myself and any mistakes I make. She challenges me to be a better dancer and person. She is motivating and makes me smile and feel free, happy, and strong. She is one of the main reasons I love to dance. Great job, Maddie. Our next recipient from room 24 is Ella Cian. Ella's greatest accomplishment this school year is getting high honor roll and principal's honor roll. In 10 years, Ella sees herself in college, trying her best in school and being happy. Her greatest inspiration and who she would like to thank. Her greatest inspiration are her parents because they have worked so hard to get where they are today. Thank you, Mommy and Daddy. Love you. Great job, Ella. Our next recipient is Kanori Pasha. Kanori's greatest accomplishment this year has been participating in robotics. Her team Alpha made it very far in the competition. They were even supposed to go to Arkansas for an international open competition, but the coronavirus pandemic stopped them. Even though this happened, they still had fun and learned a lot about teamwork and robotics along the way. In 10 years, she sees herself at a very good college like Stanford or Caltech. And the reason she sees herself there is because she's planning to keep good grades and do very well in school, and the result will be good. One other reason is because she'll be 20 and only doing undergraduate and really wouldn't picture herself anywhere else. Her greatest inspiration and who she would like to thank is her mom. Her mom has always been there for her when she needed help and does a lot for her even when she doesn't need it. The reason she is getting this award is because of her mom. If Mom had not introduced her to Block F, then she wouldn't be here today. Great job, Kanori. All right, our next recipient from room 24 and our final recipient from room 24 is Simran Rana. Simran's greatest accomplishment this year is getting Block F once again and being able to focus on sports, music, and academics. In 10 years, Simran will be in medical school, and the greatest inspiration is Simran's parents. They have always been there and helped in any way they can. She would like to give them a big thank you. Great job, Simran. And great job to all the room 24 recipients. We are so proud of you. Next up will be the 5th graders from Mrs. Cox's class.
Start. Hey kiddos, I just want to let you know how proud I am of you for earning Block F this year. Block F is a very big accomplishment, and I know you worked hard inside and outside of the classroom for this award. I wish we could be together to celebrate, and I miss you all. Bye.
Thank you, Mrs. Cox. Now, our room 17 5th grade Block F recipients. First is Adam Briante. Adam's greatest accomplishment this year is going through 5th grade and growing to prepare for 6th grade. He is glad to volunteer at the Community Food Bank for another year and will continue to do so. In 10 years, Adam would like to obtain a degree in architecture. He loves to create structures out of Legos and transform them into something he enjoys. There are always stories behind the buildings he creates. As an architect, Adam loves the art and science behind building structures, whether they're public or private properties. Very cool. Adam, you got to design a house for Mr. Olson, all right? His greatest inspiration and who he would like to thank is his grandma, because she always encourages him. When he's having a hard time, she's always there to cheer him up. Bright and caring personality always affects people she's with in a good way. I am grateful for all of her love. Awesome job, Adam. Next, recipient from room 17 is Ajuni Brar. Ajuni's greatest accomplishment this year was learning volleyball and getting the basketball sports award. In 10 years, Ajuni sees herself becoming a doctor. Her greatest inspiration is her mom. She helps her understand what she doesn't get, and she is always her role model. She would also like to thank Mrs. Cox. She is so nice and great at helping me with my work. Thank you, Mrs. Cox. Our next recipient is Caitlin Batto. Caitlin's greatest accomplishment this school year was earning Principal's Honor Roll. In 10 years, Caitlin sees herself preparing for medical school. Her greatest inspiration is her mom, dad, teacher, and coaches. Great job, Caitlin. Our next recipient is Sonia Johnny. Sonia's greatest accomplishment this year was winning second place in the Martin Luther King speech contest. It helped her overcome her fear of public speaking. And her second greatest accomplishment is winning first place with her team in DI. Hopefully, another one of Sonia's greatest accomplishments will be forgiving Mr. Olson for mispronouncing her last name during Block F Awards. Thank you, Sonia. In 10 years, she sees herself studying to be an engineer like her dad and volunteering at local food banks. Very cool. Her greatest inspiration and who she would like to thank is her grandma. She never worries about anything and always finds the good in bad times. She also wants to thank her parents for their constant support and guidance. Next is Marian Pineda. Marian's greatest accomplishment this school year is getting Principal's Honor Roll every quarter. She worked very hard to accomplish that feat. Other accomplishments include Principal's Math All-Star, 110 Sparthenian Reader Points, making it to County History Day, varsity volleyball, and gate. She's a violinist in the 5th grade orchestra, and her robotics team was first place in the robot game and second place champions award at the Central California Robotics Competition, where they would have traveled to Arkansas for the global competition had it not been canceled for COVID-19. Marian has been very, very busy this school year. In 10 years, Marian sees herself in pre-medical school at Stanford University in preparation to be a radiologist. She's always wanted to be a doctor like her mom and other relatives. She would like to thank and recognize her greatest inspiration, and her greatest inspiration is her family. Her mom inspires her to study hard and reach her goals to become a doctor, just like her. Her dad encourages her to work hard and be able to get into an Ivy League school. Both of them have taught her to set a goal, persevere, work hard, and be disciplined in order to be successful. Her grandma also inspires her to become a doctor because she owns a hospital in the Philippines and is a medical doctor there too. Finally, her brother, who she looks up to, is a straight-A student and a 3-year Block F recipient. His study habits, discipline, and hard work have influenced her greatly. He even inspired Marian to be in music, join Taekwondo, and be a black belt just like him. Great job, Marian. Our next recipient from room 17 is Victoria Ramirez. Victoria's greatest accomplishment this year has been doing well in school. In 10 years, Victoria sees herself in college studying and playing volleyball. Her greatest inspiration is her mother because she has helped her with so many things this year. Great job, Victoria. Our next recipient is Kaivalia Kasturi. Kaivalia's greatest accomplishment this year is our robotics team going to Arkansas for 5 days. Also, she felt like she improved so much since 4th grade, and she is proud of that too. In 10 years, she sees herself making tasty medicines for children. Her greatest inspiration and who she would like to thank are her parents. Both of them are very patient, and without them, I would be nowhere. Great job, Kaivalia. Our next recipient is Andrew Nolt. Andrew's greatest accomplishment this school year is making County History Day. In 10 years, Andrew sees himself studying computer science and computer programming. Andrew's greatest inspiration and who he would like to thank are his parents. Great job, Andrew. Our next recipient is Azim Tulial. Azim's greatest accomplishment this school year was being able to handle all of his work due the next day with other activities on the same day. That is a challenge for all of our students. And in 10 years, Azim sees himself in college studying math or science. His greatest inspiration is his mom because of all she does to make his education better and to increase how much he learns. He would like to thank his whole family for their motivation to do everything to the best of his ability and finish it. Great job, Azim. Our next recipient from room 17 is Angad Dulay. Angad's greatest accomplishment this school year occurred when he won his first medal in fencing. He chose this accomplishment because he showed that hard work pays off. Also, Math Olympiad results were pretty amazing too. He tied for 4th place in the entire school, only being in 5th grade. He also got 2nd place for his grade level in Math Olympiad. He is very proud of these accomplishments. In 10 years, Angad sees himself studying medicine at Stanford University and hopes to excel in math, physics, chemistry, and anatomy. His greatest inspirations are his parents, and surprisingly, his brothers. His siblings are the ones who have pushed him to do better. They showed him that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Your brothers sound like they have a lot of wisdom on God. His parents have taught him to try to always do his best and never ever give up. He really appreciates the support of his family for getting him through this school year. Great job on God. Next, in room 17, is Achuth Vinay. Achuth's greatest accomplishment this year is winning the Clovis Unified School District Spelling Bee. He also made the B team in basketball. In 10 years, he sees himself going to a good college in a major, not sure yet, and playing basketball for fun. His greatest inspiration is Giannis Antetokounmpo. That's right, we love the NBA here. I'm with you, Achuth. And he would also like to thank all of his teachers. Congratulations. And the last room 17, two more. Our next room 17 recipient is Armand Razaki. Armand's greatest accomplishment is getting the Coach's Award for basketball. This was a great accomplishment because it was his first year playing basketball and only 3 awards were given for the team. In 10 years, he sees himself studying science, likely marine biology, because that has always been interesting to him. His greatest inspiration is his parents. He can always count on them for support when he wants to achieve something, and they always believe in him. Great job, Armand. And our final student from room 17 is Vivan Nagapala. Vivan's greatest accomplishment was being on C team volleyball. In 10 years, he sees himself going to a nice college, and his greatest inspiration and who he would like to thank is his mom, dad, and sister. Great job, Vivan. Congratulations to all of our room 17 Block F recipients for 5th grade. Next up will be the recipients from room 26, Mr. Donnett's class.
Hey Marlins, want to give you a huge shout out to those of you who've earned Block F for the 1920 school year. I know this is not how the year was supposed to end, and I know we were supposed to do a big ceremony for you guys, but I just wanted to recognize you and all the hard work that you've put in. This is a really big achievement, and it shows that you're involved in more than just academics, but in other things as well. And I want to encourage you to continue to do that going forward. Again, a huge congratulations. I'm proud of all of you guys, and we have a great summer, and I'll see you next year.
Thanks, Mr. Donnett. Our first recipient from room 26 is Elahi Gill. Elahi's greatest accomplishment this year was learning volleyball and getting the Basketball Sports Award. In 10 years, Elahi sees herself studying hard to be an ENT doctor. I think that means ear, nose, throat. I'm not a doctor, though. Don't trust me. Elahi's greatest inspiration and who she would like to thank are her parents. They've worked tirelessly while studying to become highly talented doctors. Great job, Elahi. Our next recipient is Jashawn Grail. Jashawn's greatest accomplishment this year was earning Block F. In 10 years, Jashawn sees himself being a soccer player. His greatest inspiration is his family. He would like to thank them for motivating him to earn the Block F award. Great job, Jashawn. Our next recipient from room 26 is Lucas Linder. Lucas notes his greatest accomplishment this year is that he had the opportunity to play new sports such as basketball and volleyball. He was grateful for being chosen as #1 science fair project at school. He's also proud of earning Block F for the 2nd time. In 10 years, Lucas sees himself attending college. He would like to attend college where he can earn a degree in computer science and have the opportunity to play collegiate soccer. He spends a lot of his free time training in soccer and really enjoys computers and discovering how electronics work. Lucas notes his greatest inspiration and who he would like to thank is his family for all of their support in academics and athletics. They've always been inspired by his teachers and coaches to be the very best they can be. He looks forward to another great year at Fugman before heading to Granite Ridge. Thank you again, teachers, coaches, and family, for helping me succeed in school and life. We are proud of you, Lucas. Our next recipient is Logan Takayama. Logan's greatest accomplishment this year is to earn Block F. In 10 years, Logan sees himself in college. His greatest inspiration and who he would like to thank is his mom and dad. Great job, Logan. And our final recipient from room 26 is Vincent Gia. Vincent's greatest accomplishment this school year was overachieving his goal for AR, which was 350 points. Awesome job. In 10 years, Vincent sees himself at MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, with a major in computer science and a minor in mathematics. Mr. Olson can't even spell Massachusetts Institute of Technology. So Vincent, you are way ahead. Great job. And his greatest inspiration are his mom and his dad, and he would like to thank them. Great job, Vincent, and great job to all of the Room 26 recipients of the Block F Award. Our next and final class in 5th grade will be Team 22, Mr. Freitas.
Hello, Team 22 Block F recipients. I am extremely proud of you guys. Ryan, Kylie, Kate, you guys went above and beyond. Outstanding job this year. Congratulations on earning that Block F. I could not be more proud of you guys. You set the bar, you set the example. Next year, 6th graders, you guys are going to be leaders of the school. Can't wait to get back to school, seeing your smiling faces. Congratulations again, guys.
Thanks, Mr. Freitas. Our first recipient from Team 22 is Ryan Amiri Kashani. Ryan's greatest accomplishment this school year is that the knowledge and skills that he has had are improving from last year. In 10 years, Ryan sees himself at the age of 22, graduating from a film school in Cuba to be an actor. All right, Ryan, we're excited to see you on the big screen. His biggest inspiration and who he would like to thank is his teacher. He has taught me to do better than I did the day before. He would also like to thank many people, but mostly would like to thank every teacher and staff at Fugman, and he would like to thank his family and relatives. Great job, Ryan. Our next recipient from Team 22 is Kate Cien. Kate's greatest accomplishment this year has been earning straight A's. In 10 years, Kate sees herself going to college and studying to be a dermatologist. Kate's greatest inspiration is her parents. They always help with schoolwork, and they work really hard to provide for her family. They also love her a lot. Great job, Kate. Next, and our final recipient for Team 22 is Kylie Morrison. Kylie's greatest accomplishment was getting to go to County History Day. In 10 years, Kylie sees herself as a teacher, hopefully at Fugman. That's right, Kylie. Her greatest inspiration and who she would like to thank are her parents. Kylie, we are proud of you. Great job to all of our Team 22 and 5th grade recipients. I would also like to congratulate all of our 5th grade Block F recipients. What an honor, what an accomplishment. Your hard work, dedication, commitment, and organization all had a role in you earning this amazing honor. We know that you're going to continue to lead our campus as 6th graders and work hard to earn this award, some of you for a 3rd year in a row. Even though we couldn't be together to celebrate this award ceremony, I want you to know that myself, Mrs. Oldham, all of our teachers, and our whole Fugman family are so proud of you. Thank you for your hard work. Don't give up, and we can't wait to see you back soon. Have a great night or day or whenever you're watching this, Marlins. And if you're watching this for the 4th time, it's good to see you again. Thank you for tuning in, and congratulations.